welcome back to the Everwind Chronicles. I'm Doug, your dungeon master. We are a group of friends and storytellers telling you a story through Dungeons and Dragons. So, as we pick things back up, where the party last left off was that they had been sent after the rebellion had been attacked and basically destroyed. Adris, the leader, had tasked them with one last mission. As he went to go assassinate the king, he tasked them with destroying what he perceived to be the biggest threat to Lyrandil, which was the court wizard Ariziah, who they knew to be the creator of the monarchs, the people that they had been encountering for quite a while now. They invaded Ariziah's keep. They made their way through various trials and discovered more about the process of monarch creation and all the experiments and strange things that Ariziah was doing in that keep, or at least kind of scratched the surface of all that he was doing in that keep. But eventually finally confronted Ariziah, who basically asked for parley before they come at him, so to speak, and made his case that it would be better if they part ways amicably and work out some sort of arrangement. And after a long period of negotiation and agony, agonizing over the decision, they did. They struck a deal with Ariziah, and he left Lyrandil forever, and the party gained quite a few different things, which included a great amount of wealth. It included some very serious magic items. It included some other pieces of knowledge and some help with curses, to varying levels of satisfaction, we'll say. And then had a they also had negotiated for the monarchs, both completed and not most of them not completed, who are now with the party at the moment, and the return of Valan Wren. But this was not the Valan Wren they knew. This was, upon talking to him, someone who had been through the torturous brainwashing and magical augmentation process of becoming a monarch, not to mention being infused with Darkfire, and was not the Valan they left, and seemed to be under the impression that none of this was real. It was just another test that he had to pass before he could see his friends again and find the Emerald Dragon and maybe some other things. As they had fulfilled all those arrangements and stood out in the city, they watched as Ariziah's keep disappeared in an eruption of flame, apparently a mix of illusion and teleportation, where his keep went away to who knows where. And as they watched that happen, they were greeted by Farian, the Fey Prince of Spring, who turned out to be the one who had given these different people Darkfire and had been essentially bored, and for lack of a better term, in his words, looking for the greatest story ever told, and has been doing various things throughout the world to that end. He has he also explained that he got Darkfire, like kind of the story of how he got Darkfire, at least to a degree, and said he got it from an individual named Lucrin, who he would not give any more information about after that, and promised the party that they would have a chance to confront him, but they weren't ready yet, and he wanted to give them more time to get stronger and get ready for a climax that's worthy of this story. And he basically said, prepare or take some time off or whatever you feel like doing. He'll get you more information soon. So, the party collected themselves and went and met up with Alania, who is with the other individuals they helped escape from the rebel camp, who are mostly sick or injured. And after a conversation with her, she agreed to execute the same process that she used on Lady Enthris, as well as Orthocris from the past, to try and redeem Valan from the monarch state, as it were, with no guarantee of succeeding, and with the promise that even if it does succeed, some things cannot be undone and everything has a cost. And so they finally agreed that it was worth the risk to not leave him in that state. And so she took out a long sliver of what looked almost like stone or glass, of like really dark, kind of translucent material, but inside, deep inside, you could see kind of a prismatic splay of colors inside, which she then placed on Valan's heart and shoved, sinking the sliver deep into his chest, causing him to arc back in severe pain, and then falling over as she drew it back out. And then after an agonizingly long time, as we pick things back up, Valan Wren wakes up. A deep breath. Oops.
You get the screen. Guess I should have also set an overlay for Valan too. I didn't think about that.
It's okay.
Yep. Yeah. Splitting both.
Yeah.
So, Valan, you wake up from a nightmare. You don't really know where you are. You know vaguely what you've been through. You know some things. Others are chaotic and flashes. But right now, as you take this breath and you open your eyes, seeing Alania, you remember the flash of the vision that you had. You see some of your friends around. You know this is real.
Trying to remember. It wasn't Seric that got the Mirror Dragon information. It was Valan that got that Mirror Dragon information, mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. I think after kind of recovering from the intense pain, there's probably competing thoughts of what is going on, where am I, what happened, but also the person or this being standing in front of him is the Emerald Dragon, or not the Emerald Dragon, the Mirror Dragon that he's been looking for to help with Hira. And I think considering a little bit of what the past, however long he's been doing it, like, there's a struggle of priority in his mind of centering himself, but also you're the person I need to find, or the being I need to find. But I think maybe with those competing thoughts, his first words are probably, "You're the Mirror Dragon."
You see just kind of a small
dragon mirrors
smile on Alania's face, and she says, "We'll speak. But I think for now there are other things that deserve your attention."
I get up, I don't know if I'm kneeling on the ground completely, But I get up and start looking around, and I think I see my friends, and without hesitation, full sprint, 60 feet of movement, there in a flash, and just throw my arms around Asura, Stoic, Zynoa, like, yeah.
There is not a word to describe the vice grip. Asura, like, grips around your body. Just to, like, hold you. Just, like, big fat tears.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Valan, the stoicism that Valan had, I think, is kind of eroded, and especially in this situation, like, he's not hiding how he feels. It's like, I missed you guys.
Yeah. She missed you. We all missed you. You're okay. You're okay.
No. But I will be. With you guys back. Being back with you guys. I will be.
So just starts, like, kissing everywhere she can on your face. Like, and then, like, oh, you're real.
That doesn't even stop it.
Yeah.
He's not pulling away. He's not stopping anything. Feel like I've probably missed a little bit.
A lot of it.
Does he know?
That's why I was getting ready to start looking. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, you see, as you look around the group, you see a halfling you don't recognize.
Yep.
You see Lady Enthris dressed in, like, very practical, almost like fighting garb, looking very different than the Lady Enthris you know from Carandia, who's always dressed in elegance. Like, this is very different. Who also gives you a hug. You know, and you do notice there are two faces missing.
Yeah, then,
And a blue-haired punk.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. We're Bear and Easy. I mean, I'm sure they're getting into trouble. I mean, it's easy.
It's
Like,
me. I've turned into a halfling. No, I don't know who it is. Sorry.
Hi.
I'm Abuelita.
It's nice to meet you, Abuelita. How
I'm new to the group.
Fresh face, courtesy of our dear friend Tedressa.
You know, if you had asked me a while back, I wouldn't have said this, but I kind of miss Tedressa. That feels weird to say. I probably won't say that one again, but well, it's nice to meet you. I'm glad you've been able to take care of my friends. Thank you for that.
I think Stoic would say, oh, they really did mess with your head.
Just give him up. It's good to see you too, bud.
When he asks, I just grab onto my scythe handle. I kind of look at you.
There is much to talk about. Are you hungry?
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really eaten a whole lot here recently.
Let's get some food in you.
Okay.
Abuelita, would you help? And I just, like, suddenly am like, cannot be in your proximity to talk to you yet.
Are we in a tent?
You're outside.
Yeah, just out in the
just
open.
in a farm area. Yeah.
I just kind of, like, make, like, a little impromptu, like, little alcoved area, kind of like a quiet spot for us to kind of have a quick meal. And I very quickly I'm like, I'm going to make some tea. So I, like, go back in the tent and I'm like, who's got boiling water? And I make, like, the really nice tea for you that you gave me.
Yep, to remind me of home.
Tea.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want privacy?
It's okay.
No, you're part of this now.
Okay.
I will say Seric probably keeps his distance a little bit from you guys, just to like give you space.
Playing two characters
Yeah.
right now.
Well, I mean, but just more of like from a general, like he understands at least to some degree the importance of Valan to you guys. So he's
Yeah,
just,
I'll
like,
look back
trying
at
to-
him and just kind of give him like a nod.
Yeah. So
I'll
he's just taking
probably
his
serve you
distance.
guys some oatmeal that I'm making out of the shredded carrots, with cinnamon and raisins and nuts and vanilla.
So
just
basically,
for
I can have a
you.
carrot cake oatmeal.
Yeah, it's a carrot cake oatmeal because it's stovetop.
Sir has never
so
been happier.
she makes that because just a little bit of comfort and something quick to mix up, and then I think she will just go stand with Seric just so you guys like not far away, but letting you guys have your time together. And if you need to say anything more private, you can always lower your voice, but sort of just sit with him.
Much has happened since last we saw you. We met your sister.
And is she here?
No.
Okay.
She is currently on her own journey of something. We sent her towards what's his face? Enwick.
Yeah. He is.
Dead.
And you know, Valan, even though he's always quiet and reserved, he's usually not tense. You know, like he just kind of he has a very calm presence. But I think at the mention of Enwick, there's like a tension.
Turns out that
Although, yeah, I don't think you would know who.
Enwick is.
You know who Endwick. You've heard the name Endwick from Enthras way back.
Oh, that's
but
right.
you would have known him
Tillman,
as.
That's right.
You would know that connection.
T word.
What was
Tilden.
it?
Tilden.
Tilden. She's currently dealing with what is left of Tildwin's manor. Because Tildwin was Enwick. And I look at Stoic.
I look at Enthras.
That is true.
You killed him.
Hmm.
Good.
So there was that. She doesn't know that you are here or anything right now. But
The rebellion.
the
Sent
rebellion.
us on mission to Asura's home. And
I got to go home briefly.
That's good.
I wish I could have shown you it. It's a piece of shit, but it would have nice for you to be there.
We can go back
Yeah.
one day.
Not anytime soon. I've kind of stuck Cithris there too.
Oh, Cithris is there.
We hurt him really bad. Really bad. But he is there, managing an uprising that I created by unshackling slaves. Some of whom had been owned by the woman who raised me. But she's dead.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good. I mean, I already killed her, but like she was dead. Anyway,
we lost Baron Easy. We buried him there.
they did not survive.
You guys got the ones responsible for it?
It was not our finest moment. It was a bit of a bloodbath. We slaughtered them. A lot of them.
So much loss.
Indeed. The Sands have them now.
I hope they find peace. I hope they've found peace.
Me too.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Bear sister knows too.
It's only right.
We didn't know how to contact Easy's family.
It's not a surprise.
But if we run into his uncle or someone, I'm sure his aunt knows. His companion flew away.
Yeah, just thought I'd see everybody again.
I would have liked that.
Anything else that I've missed?
Well, the rebellion is done. I'm not exactly sure who won. But the king is dead. But the rebellion was found, the camp was found, and an incredible amount of death and loss. I don't know who is left to rebuild.
It's funny, I was only with the rebellion a short amount of time before yeah, so it was just a I think I'm happy about that. If for nothing else, then getting the people out of power that didn't need to be in power.
Sure, yes. I'm sure there's a lot more that I can't even think of right now. I'm just...
It's okay.
Sarah
Yeah.
scoots her tail around her ankle.
I think there's a slight flinch right at the beginning, but it not like he doesn't pull away or anything, just like a reaction. And then kind of eases into it, like he relaxes. So, what's next then?
That is a heavy question with a lot of unknown variables. You weren't the only one that was taken out of the space. There's a lot of figuring that out.
Where are you at? I mean,
Where am I at?
yeah.
I mean, it all feels... It all feels like a bad dream that I just remember, like, not even bits and pieces of, just really hazy. The last thing I really remember was being out with my sister after we had just met with Tildwyn, and I didn't get a good feeling about him, which sounds like there's a good reason. And when we were leaving, we were just I think a day or two out from his estate, and I was doing a patrol and just walking around, and I just felt this real heaviness and passed out. And the next thing I knew, I woke up in the back of a wagon, bound, gagged, being taken to what eventually would be Hira.
You recognized the voice when you heard it, didn't you?
Yeah.
So did I. A little late, but
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff there I'd love to forget.
I'm sorry. I tried to reach out a lot, and then I didn't get anything. I honestly just thought it was because you didn't want to be with us anymore.
No.
So I stopped. So I'm sorry.
No, that was never that I didn't want to be with you guys. Would I know how she was blocking, how my sister was blocking everything? Would I have like insight into that? Or just that she was?
You would, I think with the time, and maybe if you asked, I mean, you probably would have figured out there's something with her armor that is blocking magic out to a certain extent.
Got it.
Like, you even felt it suppressed in you. Like, your access to ki and everything. It was just blocked. It was gone.
Yeah, no, that's not your fault. Like, she is very powerful and has some access to some really powerful magic through her armor. So it makes sense that you weren't able to get in contact.
Yeah.
I was never far away from her. I'm sorry I left you guys.
I was planning to kill you if you had abandoned us. Just so you know.
I'd expect nothing less. But I guess I really do kind of owe you guys a bit of an explanation there. Mostly I did that. I would love to say that I did it just for Stoic, just to save Stoic. But I had found my sister. Or she found me, or whatever. And so we had a discussion, and I realized that she wasn't going to change the way that she thought or saw things, and I could not lose her again. So she offered me a deal that she would let Stoic go free and clear, nobody tailing him, no way to keep tabs on him, and I would go with her. And so I took it.
Yeah, I get it.
I wish we had known that she was your sister.
I mean, I didn't know until she removed her helmet. As much anger and bitterness and angst that was on her face, I could still see my sister. She was there, I just had to try to reach her. I was hoping I could, but
She's been worried about you.
And she let us go free when she had the opportunity to kill us all. Kill me. I made a stupid move and attacked her and tried to take her necklace. Which now I know is the one that you had told me about.
Still have learned what fights to pick, too.
Yeah.
How's the arm 3 thing?
I don't want to talk about it.
But I think she's having a bit of a crisis herself. Unfortunately, I don't think we can contact her to even ask.
Or something else.
Yeah. Gives her a lot of access to some really strong stuff.
Yeah.
But she's starting to rethink things.
I
mean, that makes me happy.
Well,
It was a lot of unanswered questions for her, but we convinced her at least to go look for herself and not to blindly follow anymore.
I think there's potential there, but we weren't changing our mind.
We just pointed her towards it and said, figure it out.
Yeah, I wasn't changing her mind either.
I definitely think even the hint of the possibility that the man who kept her safe turned out to be the one who hurt you shook her a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to tell her after our meeting with Tildwin that something just didn't sit right, but she wouldn't listen.
It's hard to believe the people that love you and take care of you are the worst ones. I understand your sister a little bit better than I wish I could admit.
I tend to think there's a reason that, you and I get along well.
I think Zynoa is just like instinctually, even though she's, like, I get it, that you would make that decision. There's this like instinctual feeling underneath of like, basically, do I trust this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like feeling kind of calculated right now. I don't think she likes that about herself, but yeah, it's happening.
Can I see a bit of your tattoo?
Actually.
Because we saw him with the butterfly tattoo on his back, right?
And I'm sitting here thinking, like, Valan's wearing these robes, which are just way different than anything he would actually wear. I think it's just like a gi and like the whatever pants or whatever you call them, right? I think he comes out of it. I think once he kind of catches up, like, oh wait a minute, I'm wearing this. He's like, I'm getting out of it. I don't want. Leaves his pants on because.
I mean, I instantly am like, who has some traveling clothes? Because I can't get near the bag of holding. I like because I instinctively start to go for it, and I go.
I'll get it.
And then I'm like, nope, I can't touch that bag.
Sure, I'll grab the bag. And you come?
Just reach in and grab some clothes.
Yep.
Does he still have the butterfly tattoo in his back?
Yeah, it's still like a dark mark. Like it's not quite as precise as like a tattoo. It's like a charred. It's more defined than just a blank charring, but less defined than a tattoo. But it is definitely this black kind of mark on this back, like butterfly wings.
And it's like through the dragon.
Yeah, and that would have happened. That would have happened during like the dream, like nightmare type of stuff, where I'd have vague memories but nothing really.
It would have happened when you were infused with Darkfire.
Yeah, so I don't really know. Probably don't know that it's there. Be my guess. It's on my
Yeah,
back.
probably not.
Yeah.
Can I touch your back?
Are you okay?
And I'm gonna put my hand up onto the edge of the charring. Do I see anything inside of it anymore, of like a sense of like the dark magic that was there before?
Mm-mm. No, and it's strange. It's not like charred skin. It's actually smooth. But it's like a mark that's part of him now.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of ruined the tattoo a little bit.
What? Huh?
The butterfly.
Well, now he's looking for a mirror.
Not right now. Look at it later.
I don't carry one on me any these days.
You, sorry.
Panther says I don't carry one on me these days.
That's fair.
Well, we'll find one later. I kind of like take an extra moment on the dragon for a second, and then like,
Oh boy. Okay.
you know, speaking of dragons,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
if it makes you feel better, I have a friend who I've put my mouth on. Just a kiss, just a kiss.
Still a weird way of saying that, but okay. Yeah.
I think it's a
We don't
Facebook
actually
status,
have any
right?
proof that it's any.
It's a Facebook status, right?
Relationship status, I put my mouth on
A
it.
friend I put my mouth on.
Listen, Asura's not, I don't know if you know this.
I put my
she's
mouth on.
I would never do that. Just,
You know, we technically don't have any proof that she hasn't put her mouth anywhere else. Just saying.
I
Wow.
am a lady. And we were, there
You
was
do
a,
both?
sure, but it was, we were on a dragon and I'm not going to do that. Well, it's not a dragon, but it's a dragon.
Oh,
Just messing.
well, I mean,
It's not a dragon, it's a dragon, but you know, you can
see,
still,
your friend that you put your mouth on is Resham, then.
maybe. Yes. He gave me a pretty flower. What was I supposed to do? Stoic gave me a pretty flower, but he didn't let me put my mouth on him, so I had to put my mouth on somebody.
That's true.
Stoic's flower destroyed an ecosystem, so that was, a different set of circumstances.
Yeah.
Asura also vomits when she's around gold now.
I can't fuck with.
Oh, that sounds awful for you.
I walk towards her bag of holding. Sorry.
That's a fun party trick.
Don't use against me, or else I will stab you in your sleep.
You know what?
I believe you will.
And it's really easy to stab you because you'll be sleeping next to me. That is a threat
Mm-hmm.
and a promise.
The other
I'm
two
going to
that
have
we.
to redecorate Red Feather when I get back. Else I can't ever have a roof of a dinner.
Just put a blindfold on. Although I don't know if I would want to wear a blindfold in that manner.
I don't think that would suit you, no.
The other two that we have with us are good company. They're giving us space, but
Oh, we have, well, I mean, I met one already with Abuelita. So you had another.
I
Oh,
said
well, perhaps we can introduce you, and there's
Oh,
Beck and
maybe.
Sarah over.
talk to yourself a little.
Yeah. For the next 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was like,
There, talking a little
how do you enjoy talking
I was like,
to
this has to
yourself?
happen.
Yeah.
This is Abuelita and this is Seric.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah.
And nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Gotta lean into it now. I've been traveling with my friends. Yeah, just kind of.
You should do the glasses on for
Yeah,
one
exactly.
character, off for another character.
One way.
Superman, Clark Kent. Superman.
Welcome
That's
to
how
my
they do
world.
TikToks, right?
Yeah. Hanging out with them for a few months, kind of making sure they stayed, I would say on the straight and narrow, but that's just not happening.
Didn't you die more times than I did?
Yeah. I think I wear that almost as a, oh, wait a minute, I think we died the same amount of times.
No, you definitely died more.
You died twice?
This conversation has happened about 10 times,
Uh-huh.
and no one has ever figured it out.
No, I think we both died twice.
For my ego, you've died more
Okay,
times.
sure. Yeah, try to keep them safe.
And she can make magic cookies.
Wow.
Yeah,
Do you guys are
pretty great.
big on cookies now? That's a new development.
And other, treats, like, I could just make little things, little treats.
Yeah, I
So
eat.
good.
Help
now.
boost your immune system
You
for
eat now.
8 hours.
Technically, you would see, because when you guys first met Zynoa,
Uh-huh.
she was skinny.
Uh-huh.
Like, she didn't look great,
Uh-huh.
honestly. But she looks healthy now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got some muscle.
Yeah. Well,
Good for you. Well,
yeah.
and just
you have muscle.
Yeah.
and she's
I would really
Yeah, you would actually notice that Asura's like toned.
uh-huh.
Yeah, she's good.
Well,
I mean, Asura was like svelte. Like, she was like dexterously
Yeah.
svelte, but she wasn't like toned. Now she's like,
I mean, you'll see it because Valan is now. Well, I guess he does have a shirt on now, but he is.
12-pack.
Oh, he is. He's pretty stacked. Yeah.
still giving you extra food though.
But yeah, thank you guys for taking care of these nut jobs.
Accurate statement.
Yeah. very much. I feel like I have to keep it straight now.
Yeah.
What time of day is it right now?
It's like evening,
Okay.
like later evening.
I feel like there's so much to say, and yet I am at the loss for words right now.
What do you say? Yeah, what can you say? I'm just glad to be back.
We've said a lot.
Yeah.
We can say more later.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little tired. Been kind of a
Everyone come here for a second, and I'm gonna cast the tiny hut
Mm.
to kind of create like a quiet, so he doesn't have to sleep with. The
Well,
bookworm.
as you are getting ready to do that, Alania's going to walk back up and
I just like kind of get him situated so he can have a quiet place to kind
Is
of.
that with the orb? The water?
No, I have a little.
Flower?
No, that's the little potion bottle
Okay.
that we got from
Gators.
Idris.
Idris.
Okay.
So basically, once a day
Yeah.
we can cast tiny hut.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
So I just have to have everyone there who is going to have access to the tiny hut
Yep.
there when I cast it.
So Alania walks back up to the group as you're preparing, and she says, "What would you have me do with the others? Did you decide?"
What were our options?
To undo all of the butterflies, all of the monarchs.
And give them the chance
And
to
give
either be released
Mhm.
into or die in the attempt. Because I think she said
She
you had
can
to have,
do that to all of these folks?
Mhm.
but they have to have a glimmer of good or something still inside of
Well,
them.
to at
in
least
order
all of
to-
the ones who are currently monarchs. The ones who've just been fucked with aren't monarchs. That's
There's nothing we can do.
a brain thing that they will have to go through
Yeah.
some sort of rehabilitation. The options were to do it or to keep them as they are, especially because they are quite powerful individuals, and potentially pass that power to our friend in the pocket dimension.
I think I favor option 1.
Which is to do it.
Just to at least try with all
Yeah.
of them.
Mhm.
I agree, yeah. I think either release them from their torment or let them move on.
Very passionately, but I was like, yes,
Yeah, we did Valan, right?
they need to be released. Looking at Alania. That's Valan saying that.
I would agree. I know it is a risk if they're still powerful, I understand. And they would be powerful without the leash.
Anything's better than that.
I don't know what kind of harm they could do to the world. And I would personally take care of it if it turns out that they are bad people. I own this decision.
But bad people in control of themselves.
Sure.
So they're accountable for themselves versus we don't know if there's another way to reactivate them, like for Arizai to take back over them. He said he gave us control, but I mean it's his thing, so there could be another way for him to be like sleeper agent, activate them. So if they're free, then anything they do is their choice, and we know that is them versus giving them to our friends in the pocket dimension, and then suddenly they get flipped somehow.
I think as far as I know, there's no more dark fire in me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, at the very least, we have to destroy what's in them. No one should have that.
And whatever happens, I don't want you to feel like you need to put it all on your shoulders.
I know, but before I would have said they can do what they want and I don't really care. I've got to care a little bit.
You can care.
Let's do it.
I think Stoic would probably say it. I still think it's a bad idea.
I know you do. But would you at least let us do it?
I'll go with what the group decides.
Stoic wanted to. Everybody? Is that?
Essentially, yeah. Or just he wanted to leave them as they were, or as they are. Because at least they're compliant.
Seric, do you have an opinion? I just want to do it.
Yeah, it helps me too.
So what did she do to Valan? She just took the dark fire out of him, practically speaking.
Honestly, you don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
know that you would truly know
Okay.
the ins and outs of like how this works. She explained it as redeeming, and that it's
That's it?
changing his nature, and it works in part because dark fire messes with your nature, and the process messes with your nature, which is also why like it's changing your nature that prevents you from living out any of the whatever tiny bit of good that's in you. And that's part of why she could do it with Inthris and Orthocris, is because they were of a nature that prevented them from the choice, so to speak.
I'm gonna grab Thorcold. He's the Asmar.
Okay. You said 4 gold, and I said no, you don't.
I grab a 4 Loca. Thorcold, would you come with me?
Of course. So he follows you out. This winged Azamar with this metal armor that seems to move with him and has glowing purple elements, and even the wings are armored. His helm is off at the moment. He follows you out. Oops, wrong illustration.
Oh, what's that?
Right.
That's a spooky looking.
So it might,
So not updating.
yeah, I just have to access it on here real quick.
It's okay. You've seen it before. I was just bringing it up for her.
And I'll bring him up to her, and I will tell him the same thing. Listen to everything and do as she says. Do not fight her. Do you understand?
Yes.
And I squeeze his hand and I go, I hope this works for you. And I step away.
I'm still talking to Stoic, probably. Trying to, like, figure out what he's thinking about it. Because I always respect his opinion, honestly.
Yeah, I think he's just saying, I think we don't know anything about who these people are. They could be evil, and we know they're powerful, and we're just letting them loose in the world without control. Just setting out a weapon on its own. We've seen what these people can do.
And you were fine with Valan? Or doing it to Valan?
I know Valan.
Do you know him now? I don't want to be pessimistic, and I don't want to be second-guessing him, but I feel like I have to.
I don't know what that place did to him, no, but I knew who he was. These people, I have no idea who they were. They could have been evil from the beginning. Or maybe they have some good, but they choose not to follow it.
No, I understand. I'm not fully there with you, but I think either way we would be outnumbered.
I mean, if this is what they want to do, I'll go with the group. It's, I just think it's a bad idea. So, the Azamar, Thorcold, steps up to Alania, and she does the same thing where she pulls out this kind of sliver of stone or glass or whatever it is. And after she takes some time yet again, just like she did with Valan, speaking softly with him, seeming to examine him in some odd way, she takes it, lines it up with his heart, and plunges it through the armor into his heart. And again, you see that similar reaction as he arches up and in just like silent scream of agony.
Yeah, I don't think Valan's watching this.
I think Empress would notice and kind of walk over and take your hand. Because she'd be the only person who knows.
Mm-hmm. It's an exclusive group.
I have Seric with me, and basically, he and I are both poised to basically attack if
Yep.
Yeah, I am too.
if the person
Yeah.
if that person comes conscious and decides to attack.
Yep.
As you watch this agony on this man's face, then you see her snatch the shard back, and you see him crumple to the ground in a clang of metal, as Valan did. And after a moment, you actually see the kind of glowing purple parts around him fade out, and he doesn't move or wake up.
I'm gonna go up to him and see if he's ever dead.
He is dead. And Alania says, "It is tragic. I did see good in him, honor. But it is not an easy process to survive. And he did not."
What's the name of your buddy, the Gandalf guy? There, that he talks to in his book.
And Duriel.
That's who you were gonna take him to. That was the option.
Mm-hmm.
What can he do about it?
Nothing.
I'm cutting in. No, I'm saying this
Mhm.
after this guy's dead. I'm looking
Nothing.
at.
We would have passed on I would have bequeathed the power to control them to him,
Why?
to use.
Indra says they would be valuable tools.
Where does Indra stand on this? Did she say last session?
She said last session that she didn't want to comment too much because anything she said would be hypocritical, because she absolutely knows the evils of being controlled.
Mm-hmm.
But she did the exact same thing to Spectre. So she feels like a hypocrite no matter what she says.
I had hoped he would survive. Any man who won't kill a child gets a plus in my book.
Shall I continue with the remaining two?
I'm hesitant.
Because there was a failure?
No, because what if we're just lining up folks that we don't know? I don't know.
What's wrong?
I don't know these people, and I don't know, where's Valan? He's with Indra.
I'm there too.
I didn't know Valan very long, okay? And he's a nice guy, don't get me wrong. But I couldn't help, when he was talking, I couldn't help but try and discern if he was worth trusting again. And maybe that's just me. But this is magic that I don't know anything about. I don't even know what she is doing to them specifically. I don't know where it leaves them.
I don't know either.
And you are a fine and brave soul. And you carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, bless them. And for you to say that you'll make it your responsibility to take care of all of this, if it goes where it shouldn't. I know how capable you are, but I don't know if us unleashing that is what we should do. It's what I should do.
And what would you want to do with the other two?
How many are there? I thought there was like
Two.
a bunch of people.
There's two more.
No,
that are
there are only the
completed.
monarchs that are worked.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of people and they're just like screwed up in the head.
Yeah, they were all
They
at
can be
different levels
fixed.
of the program, but they had
But
not
these
been.
are the completed ones.
First of all, is one of them the big guy?
Yeah.
Alright, well, he's
Thunder.
gonna die.
Yeah, you have Bunder, who is the big guy that you've seen before, and you have Rezulon, who is the sort of half automaton guy.
Because the Xerox guy is not the one that was fully
Yeah,
transitioned.
Xerox completed the program, but had not been infused with Darkfire, so he's brainwashed, like he's under control,
Is this
but
like the
he's
dark
like in their
guy that
position. He
was
just
Steve?
hasn't been given the.
Yeah,
that was
so
the guy standing in the
her
dark.
lancing would not be. She can't lance him.
Right.
She can't. That's the only thing I can think of. She can't lance him. So what? We free Valan. One of them doesn't make it, and then we just keep the other two tied.
Maybe. say she does it again. One of them comes to and makes it. What then? It could be evil and not attack us. How are we to know?
That is why I said I would take responsibility.
How?
I don't know. I'm still getting used to being one who actually, like, deals with consequences. And I get that feeling of unease. Do you know why I always sleep with my tail around somebody's ankles? And I pop my tail on the ground so the little knife pops out of my, like, little tail on the tip? Because you keep your friends close and your enemies closer. The most dangerous person is somebody you trust. I love him so much, but I will still slit his throat if he ever tries to hurt anybody. You can see into his brain better than I can. So if there is something wrong with Valan, truly, I'm sure you would find it first.
Do you trust him? Does your love always go hand in hand with trust?
Historically, yes. And that has been my greatest failure.
What about now?
Still my greatest failure. I am blind when it comes to love. I don't see the red in front of me. So it takes other people to point it out.
Here I am.
Then find me the flag and show it to me.
We do this, that flag comes down the road. Not now.
Then you'll tell me when it's there.
Okay.
And I'll believe you. Because I love you too. So I won't see the red flags from you either.
She literally huffs at you.
I don't know if I love you yet, but I do love your baking. We haven't gotten close yet, but you are very comforting, and I think that is a positive in your favor.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I like
I
to
wanted-
bake, so that's
yeah.
how I express myself.
I just also wanted to be very honest with you, since
No,
we were
that's okay.
expressing deep, traumatic love right now. And you were like 15 minutes into that love fest, and you were like, just staring at me, and I was like, oh, I should probably say something.
That's okay.
I have so many questions for you.
I think we have a couple things to do, and then I'm sure we can get to some of it. I still vote we continue.
Yeah, either way, we're responsible. Seric again. Either way, we're responsible for him. Once we made the deal, they became our problem, for better or for worse. And I, for one, would prefer that they have a choice on how they proceed forward, instead of being compelled or whatever this is. And you've got a couple people pointing over towards Enthras and Valan that have experienced this before. One recently. Doesn't sound like a pleasurable experience.
So now just kind of feels ashamed. Feels like a bad person. She'll just nod her head at Seric. Okay.
I think there's going to be an insight check on that. Just to see if Seric actually
Sure.
sees that or not. Oh, I doubt it. 11. I don't know. What do you think?
What do I roll?
If you want to.
What do I roll? I'd probably roll deception on that. Hold on.
That's what I was leaning
Give away
for.
nothing.
Yeah, I
Give
mean,
away
that's
nothing.
that's Zynoa's thing, isn't it?
Terrible. Okay. 15.
Yep. All right. say anything,
I'm going.
but I will just go stand right next to you.
I'm going to grab Bunder next.
Okay.
Yeah, and get the carpet underneath him to help him move. Bunder, come with me.
I cast Bane on him.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Cast Bane on Alania so she has a -4 on her. Oh, man.
Okay, so Bunder.
It's been a couple days, so I did pick up detect magic and drop.
Okay, great. That's perfect. I
just so
don't
you
really
know.
ever.
I
take
do
that
the
one,
same
to be
speech
honest.
that I did to to
It
the
just
ones
came up a
before.
lot last time, so
Okay.
I was
But I'm gonna like kind of like squat down a little bit and look him in the eye and just say, I know what they do to people in Shigorith. And I am so sorry that you had gone through that.
Oh, hungry.
I know.
You have food?
Soon.
Okay.
And I just look at her and I give her a nod.
Okay.
Sorry, one more thing. As I went to do this, I'm sitting with Seric. I give Seric this look that's like sad. And like unsure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Which, granted, I wasn't here last session, but she has been pretty quiet since, yeah.
Something we need to talk about. Let's take her hand and we'll talk.
And I get myself in position to attack if he becomes violent.
So she has him get off of the carpet, which he does, which is half moving, half like sort of onto the ground. And you can see it's not just fat, it's like the fat itself is alive. Like he has become part blob almost. It's truly a disturbing sight. So she does the same thing that she has with the others, where she talks softly with him and examines him, and then takes out the object and stabs him in the heart. You see him react, and it's very strange because his whole body, his whole mass, like quivers and like waves, like this, like the whole mass of him is reacting, and not just like him in a body of fat. It's, and again with that sort of silent scream, and then he sort of kind of collapses almost in on himself a bit, and just, you actually see like this mass kind of like, you know, starting to flatten out a bit and, you know, spread out over the ground. And then you hear him go, what happened? What? You know, and he just kind of like looks around at you guys, and then just starts bawling loudly, just weeping, just like wailing at the top of his lungs. You know, like even it takes like a minute or two of this, and he is just bawling. And at one point, he finally
I cast Read Thoughts.
Okay. Oh, actually, because of his state, I'm gonna do it with disadvantage. Actually. Yeah, that's a 2. You see, his surface level thoughts are, there's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of like conflicting emotions happening here. There's a lot of fear you kind of get the impression he's been this way for a while. And like doesn't really know what to do with this sort of new life, so to speak, like this new reality of like waking up. He is overwhelmed. He is scared as he thinks about himself and kind of going, what have they done to me? Over and over. Yeah, he's a blubbering mess.
Is he still a mound, or has he taken the shape of
Yeah,
a
he kind
person
of
that
forms
dies?
up again, and you get the impression that whatever happened to him physically is there. Like, that's just part of him now.
So he's just okay.
So he does kind of shape up again, but he is, he's not going to calm down for a while.
I'm gonna get to his eye level. Please take a deep breath. Just one. Just one. Deep breath.
What am I? What am I?
I don't know. What is your name?
I'm Bunder, or was, or I don't know what I am.
What was the name that your mother called you?
Bunder, I think.
Then you're Bunder.
I'm a monster now.
You're not a monster.
How can you say that? I am. Look at me. Look at what I've become. And there's not really any rational thought happening at this moment. You just get the impression he is completely overwhelmed and completely in shock and just,
Just keep breathing. I don't know what the rest looks like, but breathing you can do. And you can do that on your own. No one can tell you to do anything anymore.
He tries to take a breath. And just goes back into crying hysterically.
I can't make people feel better.
Are you putting him on the magic carpet again?
Yeah, I'm putting him back on the magic carpet.
Valan walks over there and just reaches his hand in a gesture to offer it up. And just, will you come with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. No, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. No, yeah.
Right now, I don't even think he notices you.
Okay.
So maybe later, you could try again.
Well, as he flies away with the carpet, I'm walking beside him. I'll stay there. Because I may not know to the extreme, but I know what he's going through, so.
I look at her and I ask, did you see any good in Bunder?
It would not have worked if not.
It's very cruel what they did to him. Especially when all he was hungry.
Shall we proceed?
Rezulon is the last one. But he is not something I understand. And I worry most to let him free. Just so that you're aware. And I go in and I grab Rezulon. And do the same thing again. Before she does, though, I go, Rezulon.
Oops. That is not Rezulon.
So let's
Gotta go.
I
That
think
worked fine.
we changed our mind.
That's the thing you thought.
Yeah.
It's kind of cute.
And Arizaya's keep.
It looks so cool.
No. Rezulon, I know that you are seeking revenge. For something. What else do you want besides revenge? I order you to tell me.
Until that is fulfilled, there is nothing else.
Once it is fulfilled, what do you want? You have to tell me.
I do not know.
And what do you want revenge for?
I was betrayed.
By whom?
My commander.
Who is your commander?
His name is Laram.
What did Laram do?
Our regiment was fighting in the south. He received orders to pull back, but he didn't. When it went south, he fled, taking enough of the regiment to protect himself and abandoning the rest of us.
He was a coward.
Yes.
Fighting south. Do I know what he means by fighting south?
Well, you know from your conversations, your brief conversations with him before he was a part of the People's Army, so you would assume South was fighting with Alraka.
You do understand that my people were part of that conflict, yes?
I saw no tieflings.
Okay.
Is he a warforged? So he's a golem, right? You said
He is.
Okay.
He seems to be some sort of mix,
Okay.
like something new, like
Okay.
some sort of
I made
mix
him
of like
black.
golem or automaton of some sort.
Kind of like a cyborgish.
It
Yeah.
was, from what you gathered, like Arizaya's crew somehow came into the remains of some sort of magical experiment, and they didn't really quite know how to get it working fully, but Arizaya was able to figure out enough to experiment with fusing it with a human. And so he is now no longer human and not golem either. He's something else.
Well, then I hope this works for you too, so you can seek revenge. And I look at her and give him my nod.
He turns and faces her, and again, she goes through her routine. And then she takes out her object and shoves it through his heart. And you see him have the least amount of reaction. He very clearly, you see parts of him twitching and everything. He just doesn't have the full body reaction that the others have had. And when it's finished, you see him drop, like kind of on one knee, but like hunched forward and like this kind of unmoving, almost kneeling heap. And then movement. And you see just like kind of his head twitch to the side. And he doesn't move for a little bit. And then you see, take a gauntleted hand and place it on the ground and slowly rise up. And he like surveys all of you and he says, I see now.
See what?
Everything I need to.
I'm gonna cast Read Thoughts.
I was gonna do an insight check. That's probably better.
You feel something kind of repelling you.
Can I do woe on him and take a d6 away from him? 5 away?
Sure. That's a 19. What was it need?
It's at 18.
Okay.
Holy smokes, took 5 away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
You feel like reaching out to this, it's not only something repelling you, but it's like something is not quite the same type of mind as you've encountered before. And he like very intently kind of, you get the impression like he's sort of measuring up everyone around. And then he zeroes in on you, who he talked to, and he says, I'm going. If we ever meet again, I am your debt. But do not get in my way.
And don't get in mine.
And without further ado, he turns and walks off into the night with like heavy clomping.
It's alright. I have a couple names now.
Oh my gosh, you're besties.
He owes me.
I mean, isn't that like most of Viscera's friendships? Really? It's like, you owe me.
Our friendships start with be good to us or I'll kill you. You actually didn't get the speech that
That's
don't fuck with
true.
us.
That's because you ate a cookie and you were like,
It's
that's
true.
what was changed.
I was easily won by a cookie.
in the middle of battle.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's fair.
Also, you were a fly, and I was like, wow, that's crazy.
So,
Okay.
so you watch him stalk off into the night. This, and you can't help but feel like, wow, that guy's screwed. Like this is like intensity from this guy. And as you're kind of watching this happen, you hear this, and you look and you see this sort of greenish, like little puff of greenish smoke dissipate around you, and you see standing there an incredibly ugly, like gnomish figure that I did here. Let me show you.
Why are random people just showing up?
Oh, good. More face stuff.
Golly.
And you see, you can't really see in the picture, but he's got this kind of brown jacket with like this golden trim that almost looked really nice at one point, but is dirty and kind of worn out. And you see him kind of puff into existence, and you see him kind of look around you for a second, and he's like, hold on a second. Hold on. And he just starts rifling through like his pockets and bags, and he like pulls out like this wad of parchment and like undoes it, and he's like, behold the no, wait, wrong paper. Hold on. Yeah. All right. Look, I am the clue master, and you see this like spark from the paper. Fine. I am the clue master, honored messenger of the court of spring, here to give you clues for the final game.
Oh no.
You dragged me out here for a game? What the?
You dragged us all out here.
Yeah, well, never mind. Look, I gotta give you some clues. They're here somewhere. Hold on. Yeah, I think this is it. All right. Home is in the making, where heroes are made. The shadow is gone, but the fire grows today. Wait, why is that all crossed out? Did you guys do something with a shadow recently?
I look at her.
I look at you.
And Stoic just sort of like,
I was say Stoic just got his shadow back.
A lot of shadows.
Doing each other's.
Stoic's like, yeah, I just got my shadow back. And the gnome just goes, well, you could have told me. And he like wads it up and throws it over his shoulder, and it just kind of and just disappears in a kind of puff of green flame. Okay, well then, I guess. Okay. Arrows broken in secret quiver. While weakened the world will shake and quiver. Or shiver, sorry, shiver. Can't read my own handwriting.
It's like rhyming quiver with quivers.
Yeah.
It's giving Drake.
With Kodak.
Alright.
A replacement is needed for the replacement in place. Oh, brother, the veil might be erased. In the heart of abomination is the best bet to take. No kidding around, please, for dragon's sake. All right. Second clue. Pulls out like a longer piece. He's dearest sweet potato. Nope, that's not. That's not it.
Potato.
Nothing. All right. And you see this one's kind of like, yeah, it kind of has to pry. It's like sticky, and he like tears a little bit.
Why is it sticky?
The past always haunts, and family never stays behind. As long as the past lives, the future will not be kind. Do not read this one until... Oh, I wasn't supposed to read this one yet. Alright, well, you got a freebie. Whatever. Okay, well, there you go. 2 for 1.
Thank you.
Yeah, whatever. And you just see him turn and disappear again. And I think that's a good place to take a break.
So she's like,
That's so
the
cute.
fuck?
I said we've seen some stuff in our day, but
I fucking hate magic.
I said it's also fey magic. It's just like
I loved it.
So I will send you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because my notes were not good.
The minute he starts like waxing poetic, I just go, okay, just send that to me.
slack it to me.
See how much you like my poetry.
Let's go.
All right. We will be back in about 10 minutes to continue on.
Yep.
Be right back. All right. Welcome back. Hope you had a good break. So, as you watch this strange, grumpy little gnome disappear in a puff of green smoke, what would you guys like to do?
Well, that was strange.
This is a fun new thing that I guess we're doing now.
Yeah. I feel like I should sit and like mull what you just said over, but I've been doing a lot of mulling today, and I would like to stop mulling for like 5 seconds. Just gonna go for a walkabout and just kind of check on everyone. I kind of want to do like I want to check in with the person inside who's been taken care of. the people that we had taken out of the camp
Okay.
and see if Kiri's around.
Okay. Talon.
That's
yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't think.
Okay. Yeah, she's just kind of doing her thing,
They're
like, checking
with
up
us.
on people,
Hmm?
and.
They're with us?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
They're inside the barn.
okay.
Talon. So the group that we saved from the camp, the injured party, they ended up in this farmhouse. We're currently in like the back of the farmhouse. They're there, and then also the group we got out of the tower are also now in this space together. And we kind of have them separated a little bit. But Talon is there, and then I'm pretty sure Kiri was there too.
Yeah, Carrie's there, but hiding, basically. So Talon, you go walk up to Talon as she's got like some soup and to somebody who's kind of reclining, and she's just going, I don't really care if you like it. You should be thankful we have anything to eat right now, so you're gonna eat it and you're gonna like it.
Zynoa would have
It's
like,
like this-
flashbacks if she was there.
It's like this older man, too. He just kind of like scowls at her, but takes some of the soup.
I am looking for Kiri.
She's hiding in her room, like up in the farmhouse.
Okay. Is there anything I should know before I walk up there?
She's gone through a bit of a time. I think she's got a lot of shame. She's got a lot of pain that she's working through. It's just going to take time. She's basically said she doesn't have it in her to face you guys. So I told her your friend was back, but I think that might have made it worse. So I don't know.
I'll only a little bit harass her. I'll just go towards her room. And I'm not gonna walk in, I'll just knock on the door. Kitty. I love you, no matter what. If you want to come out or not is up to you. I would like to see you. I'm sure a lot of other people would also like to see you. And I don't know what state he is in, but I think Valan would like to see you too. We don't know the extent yet of who he has become, but he's putting on a good face right now. So don't hide. That's my job. Okay.
I think with your passive perception, you hear maybe the tiniest little bit of movement inside. It's a pretty quiet farmhouse too, but like she's in there, but she doesn't respond.
Okay, well that's all I had to say. We will be outside if you need us. And I'm just gonna like leave a little packet of tea at the door. So if she wants to make her own later, she can. It's just like enough for a brew.
I just like to have this image of Sarah just like be able to open up. Yeah, I got this tea packet.
Yeah, I've got them set up the way I've got my
Trench
knives
coat.
set up. Yeah, like she's got her knife
So we looking
pockets.
for me? You looking for
She
the
has the tea
Earl
pockets.
Grey for the
Yeah.
Just the tea pusher.
Yeah. Listen, this is
Push
how.
a tea.
I'm not saying someone called me that for real once, but someone did, and I loved it. Yeah, that's all. Then I go back to the rest of the group.
All right.
Got two characters. I gotta figure out which each one we're doing. Okay. We'll do Seric first.
Classic
Yeah, it helps me go, okay, I'm in it. Yeah, Sarah, I don't know where Zynoa is, if we stayed together after all of that or not, but it's like, do you want to...
What is our like arrangement here? I'm so sorry. We have a farmhouse.
It was a farmhouse with like a.
That
Yeah,
Dell
there's
stayed
like
in
a
the night before.
farmhouse and there's like a barn,
Mhm.
and they've kind of spread out
Everybody's
between the
everywhere.
two. Yeah.
I made our tiny hut kind of a little further out, away from like the building proper. I was trying to find like a little bit of a secluded area, so just we have a little bit of privacy to sleep, mostly for Valan's sake.
Sure, maybe we can be on a walk or something.
Yeah. Just kind of walk around the farm a little bit. It's like, do you want to talk now?
I will find a tree to basically sit at the bottom of.
Okay.
And there's like this long pause. She's not making eye contact with you. She's
Yep.
basically just like looking at the ground.
He's not saying anything, giving her all the time she needs.
She's gonna kind of like take her cloak off, and she's kind of like nervous energy, just like moving her fingers on the cloak. She's not looking at you. She's just,
I think it just kind of take her hand while she's doing her thing.
sorry.
Hey, you're good. It's okay.
I can't help but feel. She kind of says it under her breath. She says, I'm going home.
You know, I knew that would eventually be the case. You got a lot to take care of there. When do you plan on leaving? Oh, like now. Huh. That's maybe funny's not the right word. Interesting timing.
What do you mean?
I think it's time for me to head home too. I have no idea.
I didn't know, so I just was reacting. Sorry, I just reacted really big, and you couldn't see it. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, she's right in my eyesight.
I'm in your eyesight, and you're like, look at it. I'm sorry about my hair. Don't worry.
Local?
Yeah.
I don't know if it feels sudden to you or if it'll feel sudden to them, but I've been thinking about it for a long time now.
Probably a lot more over the past couple of days. Seems like you've been a little bit more quiet. Not that I have much I can't really say anything on that. I haven't said a whole lot either.
I just happened upon them and learned about what they were all about from stories they told me. Nothing I ever really saw. But what I've seen here in Lyrindale with that wizard. It's sticking with me now, and I just can't be stupid or naive anymore to think that me being with them, being with you, would be the safest thing for them anymore. I have some loose ends to tie up.
I mean, you got loose ends to tie up. I understand that. But something we had all said a while back was that your troubles are our troubles. Like, I understand wanting to do it for yourself. I really do. But please don't try to take on the responsibility of maintaining everybody's safety. We just fought in a rebellion. We just mostly took down a government.
Pull out a little satchel with a little pouch that you would know is where I keep my diamonds. There's nothing in there. Say, it is my responsibility.
You have, you've pulled me back a couple of times now. And I am forever grateful for that. And I trust you. But you don't have to hold on to that, especially all by yourself. I made decisions that put me in those circumstances.
I don't know.
No.
I have these scenarios running in my head where, you know, if we were back when we were headed towards Enwick, when we were there, scenarios running in my head of us getting there, and my brother and a fleet of Mandorian knights showing up. You think that's okay? That's on me.
Sounds like it's on them.
I ran.
And they followed. They made a decision. It's not your responsibility.
I can and I will prevent that, okay?
Okay?
When Eldris found me, I was traveling a long time by myself. It was pretty much just me and cold moonlight. But in a way, I think I found like a warm fire in the distance, and it ended up being them. And it ended up being you. She kept telling me this whole time, over and over again, to find my warmth, and I did that. She said, find your warmth and then go. What else am I supposed to do? You would have me stay?
I think more than anything, He takes a long pause. You can tell he's trying to work up courage. I would have you stay with me.
I wish I could. And I really hope that we didn't get the timing wrong. But when I do what I need to do, I can find you. I just can't have you there. I can't have them there. An ASMR and a half fork and a tiefling walk into Mandor. Start of a bad joke.
I'd love to tell you I understand, and I think a part of me does. Doesn't mean I'm happy about it. Because all you would have to say is follow me, and I would. To the abyss, to the gates of the hells, it doesn't matter. I would follow you. In the same way, if you tell me not to, I'll stay away.
Who I am now versus when I left home. My old self wouldn't even recognize me now. So I don't think they'd see me coming.
You better not.
I am... You know, I've learned a lot from everyone, and Stoic has taught me what it means to be a leader, and Asuras taught me what it means to feel, honestly. I didn't realize I didn't feel much until I met her. And you taught me how to live. And all of that, who I am everything that my father fears.
As well he should. You are so much more than he is.
Is it like the seasons are changing, right?
Yeah.
Spring's coming.
It's kind of crashing straight into summer. So it's getting warmer.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of poetic how winter's fading away, huh?
Oh, sorry. I missed
Winter is fading away.
that. Got an idea. I stand up and I hold my hand out. Yep, I pull you up. Say,
The daintiest thing you've ever seen her do.
like, we just need to have a moment of levity. And I start humming one of the songs from the ball
The one
we
the
went to.
princess taught us.
Yep. And then I start dancing with you.
Okay. We start dancing, and then like it turns into like Or just like falling into you.
Yeah. And just like, do the full wrap and just like lay my head on top of yours. Actually, I don't even know how tall you are. Okay.
Like 5'4".
Okay. Yep. Just dance for a little while.
Sarah's gonna be pissed. Cause like now that we're like dancing, she's just like thinking of oh shoot.
Sarah's always pissed, so.
Well, it's usually not directed at me, to be honest. I like to keep it that way.
I mean, a lot of her pissed offness is really directed towards her. She just likes to project that on others. Sarah notices things. She just doesn't say a whole lot.
Don't call me out like that.
It'll be fine. I mean, I don't have as much, I don't know, clout with everyone as you do, obviously, but, you know, I'm leaving too.
What are you gonna do?
Apologize for, being a bad big brother. For, I think putting my own need of being the hero, being the savior ahead of my family, my friends. I think that's something that I've had to learn and have learned from you. Yes. I can actually get to know people and spend time with them and let them in. You've taught that to me, along with everyone else, but
I don't know how much teaching I did. I think maybe that just came natural.
yeah, you don't give yourself enough credit. It does. People relax around you.
And after you go home, do whatever apologizing you need to do. And what?
I've still got, although I don't know how to get there. I've got a blood curse to take care of. I've got a powerful being that talks to me once every 6 months that wants me to find portals.
And what are you gonna do with that?
Whatever comes next. But secretly, I don't really want to do that anymore.
What do you want to do?
Something quieter. Something maybe not calm necessarily. I don't think I'd ever leave that part behind, but I thought about getting a boat, sailing. Could also settle on the countryside. Either one would be fine with me.
Not in Lyrandal, right? You're done with this place.
I am done with this place. Not in Bloodpool, not in, I've never been, but not in Mandor. Find someplace nice and quiet.
I hear Karandia is pretty nice.
Never been.
Me either.
Yeah. Maybe we'll go there someday. But considering that you're the one that can talk to me and I cannot talk to you from a distance, I expect just little notes here and there. Updates.
Of course.
And if you need me, call. I will drop everything.
I think you should keep the book.
Honestly, your thing feels a little bit more dangerous than my thing. And that'd be a really good way to kind of stick it to your dad. You're doing blood magic your way, not his.
Yeah, another way I could really piss him off.
How's that?
She like grabs your like shirt tail. Kisses.
Yeah. Does not call back at all. I mean, pulls you in and everything. Very happy to piss off your dad anytime.
Passive perception 23.
Or we're in the field just eating popcorn.
She's like, oh.
I don't know what they're saying, but that's all you do.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll take it easy tonight. We can tell him in the morning.
Okay.
All right.
Can I get your advice on one thing?
Sure.
I've been thinking on how to go about doing it, and honestly, being on my own again doesn't sound great. I was considering calling my brother to come pick me up outside during Dome.
Yeah. Seric does bristle a lot at that. Not happy about that thing. I don't want you to do that. I don't know how, no, I know that is very selfish of me. Because I don't know your brother, but if he's been hunting you, and you've been hiding from him, that... I don't know, because I know you don't want me to go with you to Mandor. But Bloodpool is... Well, Mandor's on the way to Bloodpool. Would you be okay with that?
Okay.
Good.
If you're offering.
I'm offering.
He's gonna walk her home.
I got the first kiss, now it's just, you know...
It's polite to walk her
Yeah,
home.
exactly.
Mom over here.
Lots of, you know...
like prom night.
Long conversations. Yeah.
Where are you staying tonight?
Well, I don't feel guilty about, like, taking up anyone's spot in the tent because the tent's not there anymore, so... I don't know. I want to give everyone their space and acclimate back to getting their friend back, getting Valan back.
What's the range on her tattoos? 100 feet?
120, 150.
I think it's under 50. I think it's under 50.
What are you doing right Can we like we're all out in the open? Can we see?
I had gone up to see
Okay. I didn't.
Kiri, and then I went back down to kind of go to what's her face.
What are you doing?
So as everyone split, I went and I did like a prayer over the guy that died.
Rip.
And then there in the barn,
True
you
clip.
guys did like you said
You're
that
like, I'm dipping
you
out.
saved some people. Were there children in the barn? Are there children in the barn?
Well, there are about 40 people who were in various states of like injury and or recovery from the rebel tent. Like it was basically the recovery tent that they helped get out of during the fight.
They were all rebels.
Okay.
I don't know if there was any
So
children.
no children.
No, not in that circumstance. No.
Okay.
These were all rebel fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This little girl we brought.
Yeah. I'm gonna the girl with the white hair. I know she doesn't remember a lot, but she's young, and so I think I turn into a puppy, and I just begin playing with her.
Absolute therapy.
Like a puppy, yeah. And I know that she won't remember, and I know she's but I think, Abuelita, there's a lot going on, and she wants to play and be helpful, but she doesn't have a way of playing and being helpful, so she's gonna just be basically a therapy dog.
This is the greatest use of a druid ever. Oh my god.
Anytime she forgets, she's just gonna be
Wow.
an aid dog basically, and just keep pointing her back to things, or just kind of play with her.
A service druid.
Yeah. So
We need to get you a bath.
that's probably
Snow walks by, starts crying again.
Please don't pet her. She's working.
yeah. Vest is on. Yeah. So I think that's what she's doing right now. But she's not like she's a dog, but she also you see constellations in her fur. So she's clearly not a normal dog. You can just see the stars reflected as she's playing, but just bouncing around, trying to do what she can to make the girl laugh or just feel comfortable. And I know every couple of seconds it basically goes back to resetting, but she's gonna play with her.
Yep. Which is exactly what it's like. It's like she'll kind of do that kind of serene, weird smile of hers, and say some weird things every now and then, and kind of pet you, and then it's like she just kind of zones out, and then it's comes back and may or may not remember that you were there. You know, occasionally you'll see, and you didn't ever see it come into existence, but she'll kind of reach over or some to the wall or whatever, and be connecting threads in a pattern. And then you see the pattern get more erratic, and then she just kind of stops. And then she'll go back to, you'll get her attention again, and she'll play with you. And it's very weird engagement.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I just do that, and I'm bouncing around, and sometimes I bound off towards something and then bound back towards her, because I'm also getting pent up energy out, because there was just a lot of things. And I think just bounding around, being a playful little puppy.
So cute.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I want a puppy.
Okay.
So Vandrin and what's his name comes back as well. She would be bouncing a little bit in between them as well, if they come to sit at the fire. Yeah, Valan and what's the blobby guy? Sorry.
Bunder.
Bunder, thank
There you
you.
go.
Yeah, so I don't know how long your walk with him was, but if you guys have come back to settle, she'll bounce over to you sometimes too. And
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what Bunder's doing, but kind of.
I think Bunder does eventually calm down, but he still just doesn't engage much at the moment.
Yeah.
He seems terrified of everything, and won't touch food, especially. I think Talon probably tries to push him a little bit. Maybe not like the other guy, but she pushes him a little bit, and he's just you don't understand. I ate people. I hate everything. And she just is like, oh, okay, all right. yeah.
What do you say to that?
We're gonna need some time. We'll try again later. She doesn't sound like nervous about
Yeah.
it. She sounds just kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Soylent Green, man.
Yeah.
All right.
I think now Valan's turn. He wants to go find Alania. It's a pretty important conversation, or potential conversation to have. So yeah, he goes and finds her. I have so many questions.
Yeah, you do find her kind of off, as you guys have seen before, where she's just sort of like off to the side of the property, just kind of looking out over an empty field. And you join her, and
Yeah, I don't even know where to begin. I am supposed to find Hira, and I somewhere along the way found out that you and he were particularly close. And I don't know, I think by my finding him it will bring him back, or I don't know. Not very clear right now. What can you tell me about him?
close is not an adequate word for us. He has been my bait since very close to after the universe was divided over 20,000 years.
That is a long time. And I apologize. Close, you're right, close is not an adequate word.
Why do you say you are supposed to find him?
I guess that's my interpretation. I don't know. It was... And I think this actually, he's catching himself a little bit on this because he's actually questioning it himself a little bit. I'm a monk of the Emerald Dragon, the Order of the Emerald Dragon, and I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming you know something about that, considering your relationship with Hira. But I was privileged, or I don't even know if I want to call it a privilege, but I saw in the vision that I was going to find Hira, or that he was calling out to me. No, it's all still a little fuzzy right now. Yes, that's why I saw it in the vision.
I see. I wish for nothing more in this world or universe than to united. But I had hoped also that no one else would risk being lost in trying to reach him.
Do you know where you went?
I do. And she makes a gesture, and you see kind of shimmering into being kind of a tall mirror. And she says, "Look into the mirror."
Okay. I look into the mirror.
As you do, you see nothing at first, just sort of a gray mist. But then, materializing out of that, you see a figure floating, vaguely feminine, completely covered in a pure white sheet. And something about the sight of her feels like you're right back in the worst of nightmares. And then it's gone. And she says, and Alania says, "Did you see her?"
Unfortunately.
I will tell you 2 stories to understand. The first, are you familiar with the story of the Ancestrals and the 7 Fire Lords?
I don't think I am I?
The Ancestrals you've heard of,
Okay.
not the other one.
Okay. No. I've heard of the Ancestrals, the Fire Lords. No clue.
When the twins danced the universe into existence, the original intelligent beings were not so unlike humans, except that the universe worked differently. Everything was full of possibility. These ancestrals created and lived, and more creatures were created. However, there was one among them named Lucrin, whose heart had turned dark, and he persuaded 6 others that consuming the universe and absorbing its power would enable them to overthrow the twins and perhaps even the one without shadows, and recreate the universe with their own power. And when the twins determined to banish the Fire Lords, as they became known, there was battle amongst the Ancestrals. And in this battle, 2 of them fell. One of the Fire Lords, whose name is banished and to be forgotten, and one who fought against them, one of pure intent. The heart of the Fire Lord who fell remained, but it became cancer to the universe, a disease of limitless evil. This fallen Fire Lord's wife, entered into it rather than answer for her crimes, and became corrupted by it. This heart of the fallen ancestral came to be known by another name, the Abyss. And she came by the name Mother of Demons. She is to the Abyss as Asmodeus is to the Nine Hells. And the one who fell while she fought against the Fire Lords, her heart remained as well and hardened, and is now in a secret location. And this, and she gestures to her belt, is a small sliver of it.
And so Hira went to find the secret location?
This merely helps you understand who you saw. The second story is where he went. Thousands of years ago, a powerful demon tore through the veil and escaped the abyss into this realm and left behind it a tear. Today, in what is now the modern-day Helterlands, the layer between this realm and the abyss was thin because of it. But it was also a place where the veil between this and the realm of Amaranthia was thin. Amaranthia, you can think of like celestial, like Celestia, but for a race called the Elythian, which is from whom all Fae and Elves descend, and related races. A radiant warden, a powerful celestial of Amaranthia, much like a paragon of Celestia or an archdevil of the Nine Hells. This radiant warden was tasked with guarding the portal, and so he traveled here and did so, building a palace of trees around it. And that place was also connected to Amaranthia. Now the Radiant Warden longed for his home after a time and missed his friends dearly. So he held a feast and invited them to visit from Amaranthia. And they came with their families. And while they feasted and talked, the Elythian children played. But while they played, a strange bard appeared and began to tell them stories. The Elythian children listened raptly, and when he had charmed them with stories of adventure, he drew them to follow him on an adventure of their own. And thus he lured them away and threw the tear into the abyss. Now certain celestial creatures present felt the shift and left the feast to investigate. And upon realizing the children were gone and that a new tear had appeared, followed them in. The bard, it turned out, was the demon prince, Dantalix the Deceiver. He had set a trap. The celestial creatures fought to recover and defend the children, but were cut off from escape. Eventually, the Radiant Warden was told what had happened, and he and many of the guests went and made battle with the prince's demon hordes. But the prince had amassed a massive army and pushed through, forcing back any other reinforcements. He had deceived them into fighting on his territory until they were weak, too weak to defend the portal. This is how the material plane came to be invaded over 1,000 years ago. The Great War that led to the fall of an empire. The massive hordes of demons pushed through, and the Elythian children and their celestial protectors were cut off hopelessly and had no choice but to retreat further into the abyss. Now, after the Great War on this plane had been waged, the tear was sealed. But many great celestials and powerful beings they remained concerned and outraged. You must understand, such beings do not have offspring as frequently as mortals. Some of them have had but 1 or 2 children since in the entirety of creation. They are inconceivably precious, the heirs of eternity. So many made their way through other routes into the abyss to find them. And eventually, Hira himself decided to journey and try to find them. He did so with great consideration, for he knew that the Eldrin would be weakened by his departure. But he also realized the weakening of Amaranthia would have cosmic consequences worth fighting against. When he departed, he carried with him a mirror that I gave him. This mirror would serve as a portal to return to me with any that he was able to rescue. But as he traveled, when he had nearly reached them, he was attacked by the Mother of Demons champion, and the mirror was taken from him. She has the mirror now. She knows that if she activates it, she must do battle with me, and I would undoubtedly lose, but might weaken her enough that she becomes vulnerable to other powerful demons, something she cannot risk. Yet while she possesses it, I cannot send anyone through it lest they be immediately destroyed or worse. Thus has been our 1,000-year stalemate. But Hira, the Emerald Dragon, is in the abyss. From the best that I can gather, they have set up as best a shelter as one can in such a place, not far from her castle of bone. And there they remain. As more creatures have left attempting to rescue them, none have succeeded. But I fear now our hand may have been forced. The last lines of the gnomes, the gnome creatures, riddle. In the heart of abomination is the best bet to take. No kidding around, please, for dragon's sake. There is no greater heart of abomination than the abyss. And Duriel is fond of referring to the Eldrin as a quiver of broken arrows. He is... I do not quite understand everything else in that riddle, but these are obvious allusions to Hira and the children they went to rescue in the heart of Abomination.
Then we have to go.
I can see why you received his vision.
That makes one of us.
You are brave, warrior of the Emerald Dragon.
Thank you for your kind words. What do we have to do?
You will have to find a way in.
To the abyss.
I suggest finding a guide, though those are hard to come by. But the abyss is a realm of infinite nightmare. Layer upon layer of new terrors beyond imagination. But should you succeed, should you find them, and she takes, you actually don't even see where she takes it from, it just sort of appears as you see kind of a silvery, kind of long shard, and you're kind of long and flat and reflective, and she places it in your hand and says, if you find them, you may place that on the ground and it will create a portal back to me. It will only work once, but it will stay open as long as needed for him and any that might survive.
Okay. Thank you. Any suggestions on where I might find a guide?
There is a city. There are, in truth, multiple cities in the first layer of the abyss that serve as, I suppose, the closest thing one might consider to be trading posts in that place, for there is things of value there. But you have not known an untrustworthy place until you have visited there. So go with care. As for which city, I know not, because I do not know which route you will take, which route you may find into the abyss. But should you find yourself there, perhaps Enduriel can help you. He has been there.
Okay. Thank you. And thank you for helping me with, and thank you for giving me the first, I think, real leads I've had since I started this journey.
And she puts a hand on the side of your face, and you just feel like a heightening of that presence of power that you feel being around her, and you just... And she says, "Do not thank me for this. My heart breaks to wake you from one nightmare simply to send you into another. I had hoped no one else would have to."
If not me, who else would go? Just kind of straightens himself up a little bit and bows. Safe journeys.
You as well.
Then about face and walks the other way.
Alright.
Sir kind of, I don't know how much you're paying attention, but Asura is like one of those things where it's like she's hovering but like not close, but like she's just very like aware of Valan wherever he is. Like doesn't matter how far away he is, she's just like just monitoring him. So, yeah.
I'm not sure how where he is either, honestly.
Like she wants to be like up in his grill, but also wants to give him space. So she's like in this like weird like I'm just gonna watch him. If he trips and falls, I'll run over there and catch him. Like she's just like really like
Helicopter mom.
yeah. She's like I'm trying to be a cool mom, but I'm a real helicopter mom right now.
It's hard to be a cool mom. It's a
Yeah,
challenge.
yeah. So she's just like, but also she does know that she also has to deal with a lot of that too.
I think he probably goes off and doesn't go away from people necessarily, and probably tries to keep at least a couple of them in relative eyesight. But he goes off to kind of meditate a little bit on what he's just been told and think about next steps. Next Alania conversation.
Make it brief. How is he?
You're going to Alania?
Yeah.
Okay. He has been through much, and I fear his journey is far from over.
Yeah. I can only imagine what's under the hood there.
We all suffer much, but nothing that matters cannot be recovered while friends and family are true.
I've never known my family. I've known family. Those who call themselves family. Those who make themselves family. And that is my only frame of reference. Well, I like the answers to my questions.
That is not for me to decide. Nor do I know. I offered only the power to find out when you are ready.
I don't know if I'm ready yet, but I fear if I keep avoiding it forever, I will find myself in a bad situation. I've been ignorant of so many things. I always ask the wrong questions. Walk in head first without any answers. And then realize once I get there, oh shit, there was important information I probably should have known beforehand. I'm sorry, I shouldn't curse in front of you, should I?
I'm over 20,000 years old. Do you think I have not heard such words?
Honestly, you could probably teach me some words.
The truth is important, but rarely easy.
I am learning that very quickly.
And although I imagine it to be small comfort, many dragons in the world today are my descendants, and many of those wish to kill me. So I am familiar with the difficulties of familial lines.
That is a weird place to be. I wonder if I've kissed one of your kin. I've certainly at least probably killed one of your kin. They don't call us the Folly of the Dark Dragon for nothing.
She kind of smiles, and then she pulls out and hands you kind of a small, like, hand mirror, like kind of oval-shaped, very kind of simple, like surprisingly simple hand mirror.
Do I have something in my teeth?
When you are ready,
Oh,
look into it.
gotcha. I just like immediately put the mirror away from my face.
That would have been funny. Do I have something in my teeth?
It's like, I'm not ready for that answer yet. There is no way to ever repay you for all that you do and have done.
You did as I asked, to help my friend. This is simply honoring our arrangement. But you are also helping another of my friends. Endurian.
Oh, yeah. You make me very nervous. Like, I'm so aware that I'm sweating from my head right now.
It is as I said, the truth is rarely easy.
That I'm sweating from my head.
There is no reason to be discomfortable.
It's not discomfortable. It's just very unsure of how I'm supposed to be.
I show you truth. How you react to it comes from within.
Yeah, it's a little messy in there.
I think you would be hard-pressed to find anyone, mortal or not, for whom that is not the case.
Thank you for bringing Valan back to us. To me.
I am glad it was possible.
Me too.
It was only a shame that he was lost in the mission to save me in the first place.
I did not hear you.
It was only a shame that he was lost in the mission to save me in the first place.
To save you?
When you fought the monarch.
Oh. I don't hold that in any particular grudge or anything.
I'm glad to hear it. Take care of him
I will
and each other.
We will try. We are imperfect in that regard.
You will need it. This road will not get any easier for you.
I'm coming to find that to be true too.
For now, we must part.
Okay.
As I told you, I have many enemies,
Yeah.
one of whom knows that I am here, and will undoubtedly return to hunt, and will not return alone. If not for my own sake, for the sake of the land, it is best if I leave.
I understand. Thank you. I hope to see you again in better circumstances.
As do I.
And then she awkwardly tries to bow, but isn't sure what she's supposed to do about it, so she just takes a couple of steps back and kind of does one of these.
Almost like a half curtsy. Like
Yeah, it's like a okay, and then just walks away.
Alright. So you walk a ways off. You turn back to look, and she's gone.
Didn't even hear her. Fucking hate magic. And then I head back to the rest of the group.
Okay.
Oh my god. You've never seen a Sura get ooh, puppy!
Scrunch.
Yeah.
I like soft fur.
It is very nice, yes.
The fur is soft.
Mm-hmm. You like it?
I think it's a person.
Yes, it is. But do you still like the fur? Is it soft?
I like soft fur.
Yeah. It's good.
When we all regroup, what's your passive perception?
23.
Okay, because I don't have prestidigitation. I don't know if it would work or whatever, but I think you would notice Zynoa has been crying.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sura,
But she's not she's not really making eye contact with you or anything.
yeah, Sura's gonna slide a handkerchief. So to be chill about it. To not draw attention to it.
I'll pick it up. Mm-hmm. Draw attention to it.
I was trying to be subtle about it.
Thanks.
Do you want everyone to see your blubber face, or?
I mean, the black running really doesn't bother me.
I mean, it looks really chic. It's like when I tried to do your makeup that one time and I just got the amounts wrong, so it was more of lines and streaks, but
The failure really became a success.
thanks. It's just wasn't a style I was used to making.
You okay with everything?
I'm
Days end?
feeling everything, and I think in doing so, My brain said, how about we just don't feel anything for a few? So I'm not numb, it's more like everything is on like pause.
I saw you talking to her, did you? The shadow.
I have an option to look when I am ready.
Okay, take it.
I'm not ready.
Okay.
I mean, I can do it tomorrow or the next day. Like, it's not a big deal. And then we can just talk about it then.
Yeah.
Why is your face all wet?
It's not a wet storm.
Why is the remnants of your face puffy?
It's been a big day.
Mm-hmm. Was his kissing that bad that you started to blubber? I did not watch. I just sensed it was happening, and I looked away not quickly.
I look over at Sarah because he's right there. Oh, wait, are you right there? Didn't we
I'm probably in
walk
the same.
over?
Yeah, I'm probably in the same, like the general vicinity.
I don't care if you hear.
Yeah.
Wasn't bad at all. I think I just need some rest.
Well, fortunately for us, we've got a place.
Yeah.
It'll be a little cramped, but that's just fine.
I love you.
I love you. Why?
Why can't I love you?
You can,
Okay.
but why?
I am working through how to express my feelings, so I thought I'd tell you.
We'll do what I do and bottle them up for a while, then explode them all at the same time. Or just ugly cry for days on end. Like a civilized person.
Noted, I'll do that.
Okay. I was gonna say, do you want to have a sleeping buddy tonight? But you probably want a different sleeping buddy tonight.
Sorry you don't have yours.
What? Well, we haven't slept yet, so.
Oh.
We're not sleeping buddies yet. And Valan is my sleeping buddy.
Is he cool with that? Can you talk to him?
About what, sleeping?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll check in on him. I would imagine he would be fine with it. His back is probably cold. He's hasn't had me pushing into his rib cage in a while.
That's true.
And I kind of miss his light snoring.
I'm sure he would really like that.
He doesn't snore. It's more of like a... Like it's like kind of comforting, you know?
So Noah kind of like zones out when you're just like rambling as you do. And she's like always known you to do, right?
Yeah.
Like we've had these kind of conversations all the time. But she's just like super emotional, like trying to like hold it back. But I don't know that you would notice that.
But anyway,
roll for it,
he only drew the one time, and it was fine because I was able to get it out of my shirt pretty quickly. But it did surprise me how cold it was first thing in the morning. Anyway. Have you had enough dinner?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Did you want another cup of tea?
Yeah, I love another cup.
Okay, I will make some more tea. Who else needs tea? Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Just like go in and grab more tea real fast and bring it back. And then I start like nesting a little bit. Like I start like setting up like sleeping arrangements inside. And I do not ask. I just pull Valen's mat next to my mat.
You're honestly all kind of next to each other. It's a
Yeah.
very small space.
But I
compared to what
specifically
you're
make sure
used to.
Valen's mat is next to my mat.
Uh-huh.
And I
Sure.
do sneak a couple pebbles into Stoic's boots.
Oh my gosh.
As you do, Talon will actually stop by and just quickly, like, she'll say, now, everyone, you guys have been through a lot, so you better get some sleep. We've got enough people to watch. Don't even worry about it. You'll be okay.
You sure?
What did I just say? Yes.
Yes, I apologize. Scream at us if you need us.
We will adequately alert you if something happens. Yes.
Great.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Just if anything, just
All
She's
right.
a woman of her word. It's taken care of.
okay. I'm just
Thank you, dear.
want to make sure. And I put your mat, like I kind of tuck you in like the middle of everybody.
Little bean.
Just like for some reason, I'm just like, she just needs to sleep in the middle of it.
Well, right now I'm a puppy still, so I'm probably actually a bigger size than I normally am,
So
honestly.
you just pushed out. No puppy.
I'll be in the center. I like hop over different places, do a little circle.
I
So
get
Oh, this is a dream.
I feel like I don't know how to I don't know how to ask for consent, but I need to belly scratch you.
she does, and then she gives everyone a little nudge with her nose. And then a
So
little,
she had the puppy breath too?
no, probably
Aw.
not. Sorry.
Sounds like
Oh,
oatmeal.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. That's so cute.
But yeah. Then she'll snuggle in.
Sarah's not quite ready to actually fall asleep yet. She just kind of like sits on her mat, finished drinking her tea, just like looking at the room and seeing everybody.
Yeah, just kind of take in the night.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of look at everyone
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like,
for like a minute. Like,
yeah, it's she's
look
just
at
like,
Valan. Like, okay, he's here.
yeah,
We did it.
yeah. She's just like in her head. She's like, it's the first time I've had a full caravan in a long time.
I linger on my tea longer than usual. Feel like it's cold.
It is good to have everybody back. Well, almost everybody, but you know what I mean.
Then
And I look at your puppy form. Are you sleeping in puppy
No,
form?
I will try to go to sleep in puppy form, but every like hour or so, I like my head pops up and I look at you guys,
Mhm.
see if you're still awake, and then fall back asleep, and then pop back up.
can you give me a breed?
A braid?
Breed. Like what are you? I need to know.
Oh gosh, what's the dog with the really floppy ears?
Like a basset hound?
Yeah, I think a little puppy version of that. So she's just
When their
flopping
ears
around.
are too long and they trip
Yeah, when they trip over them. Yeah. So that's sort of what she is. So anytime her head pops up, her ears just go flopping, and sometimes they like flap a little. She got move them away.
No, that's so cute.
For the next few, like it's probably half of the night. It was just once an hour. She's looking at you, sniffing the air, making sure everything was okay. And then the last time she pops up, it's just her.
Eventually, Sarah just like she hasn't let sleep take her in a long time, and she's just kind of sitting up for a while. I don't know if you're still awake. Who's gonna awake each other? But eventually, I just kind of put my cup down and I just roll over, and I'm a little hesitant because I don't know where Valen's at, like in regards to his like comfort. So there's like a little bit of a gap between us, like we're not fully back to back like we used to. So she's like hovering a little bit, but then she like slowly puts her tail around his ankle again, like always, and then scooches back in.
Yeah, I was gonna say Valan will
Yeah.
kind of slowly inch over that way.
And
Picture so much snugness and Stone's like
yep. But like,
we're in the corner, we're like spooning and like a puppy all over everybody.
but like it's
a
also
true D&D party.
It's true, and then it's also at some point in time, like Sarah like finds like the bottom hem of your like tunic or whatever you have on, and you just like see her like vice grip it, like while she like falls asleep. Like she has like this death grip on like his shirt. She falls asleep like that.
So, the night progresses, seemingly without incident. Morning eventually comes, waking you with the sound of roosters, and which you are not accustomed to.
Yeah, it sort of does. It does kind of have that big like dagger like ready, and then like no, it's just roosters.
Yep.
You know,
But she's now used to getting up for morning runs.
Okay, I will say,
Yeah.
this morning came, if I can. You always wake up before Zynoa.
Yeah, because I do my morning
You
workouts.
do. It's like that plus like Zynoa, since like learning to basically live has kind of like indulged in rest a little more, so she sleeps in. But she's gone. Like when you wake up, she's not in the tent.
How the fuck did she wake up before me? Is Seric still there? Or is he gone too?
He's asleep, yeah.
Yeah.
It's early morning.
I'm just kind of like, I'll really stretch my body and kind of duck out, and immediately I'm like, where the fuck did she go? Do I notice anything like tracks or anything like that?
Tracks? I mean, I don't know. Like just leading out of the tent, I guess. Yeah, I don't think you. I will say, maybe what you do notice is that when like we're gearing up to go for the day, and we like get on all of our gear, all our stuff, all our weapons, you can tell that some of her stuff is just not on her. Like, not all of it. Like you don't see the scythe, but you see like the mace that Stoic gave her. You see like some of the books that we found in the Arch Wizard's tower or whatever. So all that to say, you don't really. It doesn't look like she's what you would understand to be ready to go.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
So I find you?
Before that.
Okay.
I am gonna find a quiet place in our little countryside spot and kind of get out all of my divining tools or whatever and pray. I just wanted to say thank you for helping me find my way. I know you're not done. We're not done. But I think the changing of the seasons needed to happen. So, and she'll like upstairs for us. And she's gonna sit down. She's gonna cast scrying. She's gonna try to hit the part of the day that she knows Mandor would be in, where like her mom is getting up and like in between her waking up and like making breakfast or something. Like she's gonna kind of try to catch her at the very beginning of the day and scry on her mom. Like get the cloak out, scry on her mom.
As your vision goes out, you find yourself looking at your mother in her nightgown, sitting, you kind of get the impression at a table maybe, with a teacup that, is very simple, like you've seen her use before. She doesn't look like she's gotten much sleep. And she's not really doing anything. She's just kind of sitting there and staring kind of listlessly at the mug.
Anything else going on?
It seems quiet.
Okay. Scrying is a concentration spell, but sending is not. Can I do both at the same time?
I'll say for this, yeah.
Okay. I guess sending to her while I'm like looking at her. She's like crying. I love you so much. Stay strong just a little bit longer. Rest is coming. For now, spit and father's breakfast for me, will ya?
When you start talking, you see her kind of come to life. Like immediately start listening. I don't know what you mean, dear, but I'm doing the best I can. And it's tempting, but you really shouldn't spit in people's food.
She's gonna go. Are there any like flowers to pick in the area? Like just wildflowers anywhere?
Yeah, you find like kind of a collection of like little small, kind of round white flowers, like in a little patch nearby.
I'll pick some of those.
Strangely, there's not as much flowers as you might expect to see at this time of year. Almost like spring is not really happening the way it should at the moment.
Yeah.
You go pick some of these white flowers.
Yeah. And I'll head back towards the tent.
Okay.
Good morning. Thank you.
Happy spring.
Spring adjacent. Usually when people give me flowers, things don't go well.
What do you mean?
Stoic gave me flowers. Shit happened. Well,
What do you mean? You guys are the best of friends.
we are family. It is worse. Thank you. You're up very early.
I need to get a head start.
When everyone else is still asleep, it's gonna take them a minute to get their shit together.
She just looks at you. Like this painful look.
You know, I'm very good at being delusional. Because what I am hearing and what I am seeing and what this means, I don't like it. And if I don't like it, I don't want it. Because you're just going to go back in the tent and you're going to kiss your boyfriend and complain that Stoic is taking too long to put his shoes on while I put stones in. And then you're going to come walking out of this town and this fucking country with us to do something else stupid.
Not this time.
But who's going to keep us shit together when we keep dying on each other? I'm sure Abuelita can probably do it.
Ready
But
to say, yeah.
that's a lot
Easy
of
fix.
but that's a lot of responsibility to put on the new one.
Well, I'll give her some tips.
I don't want this. Why are you doing this?
Did you hear that little gnome freak last night?
Well, I tried to zone him out a little bit, but I heard everything.
You heard everything.
What does that have to do with you taking an early
That prince
start?
is not that subtle. And you know he's not. Don't get me wrong, this isn't me playing into this prince's game.
sorry to spring it on you, but I've been thinking about this for a long time.
And think about it a little bit longer.
Do you remember when you talked to Hadressa?
Which time?
The one time I met her.
Mm-hmm.
And Stoic said that I wasn't ready. Because I have a lot to face. I got some stuff to clean up.
You know he talks out of his ass.
Give him credit. He's right. When I met you, and Bear, and Easy, and Valan, and Stoic, I was so lost. I didn't have a place to fall back to. I didn't have a place to rest my head. Never did. Elders came along and picked me up and told me to find a home. And once I did, to go. She grabs your hand. It's not holding the flowers. I found my home.
There is too much drama with people leaving. Every time they leave, something bad happens. So if you're leaving, you can't have anything bad happen. Because if you die, I will kill you.
I'm gonna be fine.
You promise?
Yeah. I've learned a lot from you. Told Seric last night, you won't see me coming.
I don't like the way that sounds. I mean, I do, but I don't.
I know that I need to go back, not forever. But there is one person that I care about that's back there. And now that I know that I'm ready, I can't not do anything.
The scariest part about going home after you run away is the anticipation of the first step. I promise you that will be the scariest part about going home. I don't like this. And I think you and I have an understanding when it comes to holding ourselves with everything that we are and what we have done. And the hardest thing about holding yourself through it all is to forgive yourself through it all. So don't let them twist that in you. Don't make all that you were. Don't let them make all that you were into something dirty again. You are stronger and better than it now.
I'm ready to let it just go. Just go away. And it doesn't go away without my father at the end of my blade.
I understand. I don't want to understand, but I understand. Look him in his eyes when you do it. And watch the light die. And when it dies, then you close the door and you don't think about it ever again. Because he won't be worth your time in your memories. That is too much space for him. Let him wither into nothingness.
And I find you all.
You come home when you're done. I will make you a cup of tea. I'm only like an inch or two taller, but like I do that like over the shoulder hug where you get like enveloped. She just like envelops you. You walked with me through a lot, and now I feel like I am abandoning you when you need someone to walk with you.
I am. I'll have some.
Well, yeah, I know your weird god is going to walk with you because the
Blue-haired boy.
oh, Seric is leaving us too.
Sorry, spoiler, I guess.
Great, that's super fun. I love learning more about being abandoned twice over.
I just thought you should know I won't be alone.
Good.
He's gonna get me as far as I can go. But he's got plenty he needs to wrap up, I think.
Suddenly we all have family problems.
Suddenly.
You know what I mean. I mean, all of a sudden all of our family problems are very recent and present. I mean, who's gonna hold my hand when I look?
Valan?
Valan was always going to hold my hand, but I have two hands.
You gotta hold the mirror somehow.
I have a tail.
It's true.
She's not super strong, but you know. Just gonna put it on my knees and then use my tail as kind of like a little back lever and just don't worry about the logistics.
I'll reach you, okay? Keep in touch.
You know we're all going to be fucked now that we can't talk to anybody when we feel like it.
I'm so sorry. But hey, I reach out, you can respond. I could just ask. I could just say, hey, I love you. I hope you're having a swell day. And I won't be offended if you just reach out and say, could you please contact X?
Now that you're cold.
Can we make this a party line, please?
It's all yours. Are you serious?
I don't know how I would feel about you sending kisses via long-wave communication.
Oh, well, no. I'll stop you there. Speaking of, I should probably reach out to Glaive at some point.
See how she is.
Yeah.
I hope she is well.
I'll stay in touch. We have plenty of contacts now.
I've been slowly building my little pathway of communications, but it travels very slow, comparatively.
I respect it.
Thank you. It's a great chain of just passing notes across the table.
And you can send more than 25 words at a time.
That is fair.
It's
That is
pretty
true.
powerful.
It just takes, a couple weeks, maybe a month or so to actually get to its destination.
I think Stoic would be upset.
He's going to be livid. You know that man loves you more than probably anybody else in our current arrangement of peoples. And I say that having known him now the longest. And he's gonna laugh at us when we start bickering. I know you laugh. Not outwardly, but I can sense it.
It's entertainment.
I'm glad for somebody it is. I'm trying very hard not to cry right now.
Why?
Because if it is sad, then it is goodbye. And if it is not, then it's just see you later.
You so take for granted your tears.
They are the only thing that I have ever left in that country of mine. I don't want to leave them every place I go.
Well, if you gotta leave them, will you leave them with me?
You can have them all.
I honestly don't really know what else to say. I didn't want this to be long, but I knew it would be.
I don't know what to give to you as a parting gift.
She wipes like a tear off her face. It's good enough for me. Speaking of, I'm out of here. Yeah, well, I think we're gonna take the book just because nobody else can use it. But
Please.
I have a lot here that won't necessarily serve me, so. And she like steps inside the tent that we're right outside of, and like she's placed like various. We can do it after the game, but some of her stuff for you guys to take.
Be strong. Be brave when it is appropriate. Call for help when you need it. And don't be ashamed of calling for help. That is something I'm working on. Thank you for making me better.
Likewise.
For not letting me talk bullshit to you. Stoic lets me get away with it, but you don't ever let me do it. And then you will come home, sister.
Yeah, right behind you guys.
I'm gonna take like a couple of the flowers that you picked for me, and I like make like a little twist in your hair, and I put a couple in.
Her hair is like almost all white again.
Oh, I know what they will give you. And I hand you the black eyeliner.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
I feel like you pulled it off better than I do anyway.
Honestly, I didn't know I had it in me.
It fits you so well.
We don't really do, makeup at home, so.
Yeah, and most of the makeup I know is to disguise myself in, precarious
And you
situations.
told me a lot.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. See you later.
Yeah.
Sarah just like wipes her face off and then goes for her morning run.
Sure. Anybody else you're trying to talk to?
What's Stoic doing now?
I think you, for
If
the
he's
sake
still
of this,
asleep, I
you-
think I'm gonna.
I think he's helping take care of the people inside the barn. So it's up to you.
I think while she was out scrying, praying, just like having a moment, she just wrote him a letter
Okay.
and we'll get into his dusty boots.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Seric's is a lot shorter than that and a lot less emotional.
Screw you guys.
It's fun. It's real. It wasn't real fun. Deuce. No, I think there's a little bit of. Thank you guys. You kind of took me in when you didn't have to. Well, kind of had to.
You were forced upon this.
A little bit, yeah. But you still took me in. We had some good times. Hey, we took down a government, so that's fun.
It's not the first time I've done it. You'll get used to it.
First for me. But yeah, I'm heading out. Got stuff to take care of.
I don't exactly know what wisdoms to impart upon you, as I am not exactly the wisest individual.
I don't have to worry about that. I will impart some stuff upon you, and I give you the arrows of
Oh shit!
angel slaying, demon slaying, and face slaying, and also a greater healing potion because that's apparently in my inventory as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will take it.
Where I'm going, I probably won't need these. Plus, let's be real. If I do, I mean, I'm good enough to kind of just handle it myself. So,
If I recall, you died more times than I have, so...
if it helps you sleep at night, sure.
I start taking it on myself, and I'm actually gonna start like just dropping them all over you.
I'm like making breakfast.
Staff of Fate, Dorian Mace, Tome of Divine Invigoration. I'll put
Okay,
it all.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Abuelita in return hands you both a tortilla filled with like breakfast food so that you can walk and eat, and then she also tucks into your bag a little containers that it's puppy chow. So she was a puppy last night. Inspired treats for the day.
I have to say, no amount of reading thoughts, suggesting was ever therapy as much as that puppy was last night. They're in great hands.
I try to do my part. Sometimes it's not about what you say. Sometimes it's just about
Scritches.
yeah.
Yeah. It was nice to meet you.
It was so nice to meet you. She's gonna give you a little hug.
She gives you stick around, they're good company.
I can't wait to learn all about them. Safe travels.
If you ever get that tattoo, you let me know.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on it. It's gonna be a thing.
Easy bake oven tattoo.
Yeah, someday you're gonna like walk into a big city and you're gonna see like Abuelita's easy bake oven tattoo. It's gonna be a thing people will just purchase. on the regular. I'm pretty sure.
Good. Take care of these clowns.
Well,
Good.
Take
Thank
care of
you.
yourself too.
Yeah. Thank you.
And if you find your brother, grovel, beg for his forgiveness.
I may not beg, but I will definitely sincerely apologize. Yeah. And hey, if you guys find yourself in a really tricky situation, you just let me know.
It'll
Okay.
take 6 to 8 weeks to get to you, probably.
I mean, honestly, it'll probably happen tomorrow, where you guys will find yourself in that thing. But yeah, no, if you come up in a big fight,
if you see a bird flying towards you that has like a note in its hand, don't kill it. It's probably just from me.
oh, okay, that's
good to know.
Yeah, it's really good to know.
That's the only thing I have about long distance to get a hold of people. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
It does also take time, so it could be delayed 2 to 3 weeks depending on the bird as well. But yeah.
A couple of weeks. We got magic. We can
Yeah.
figure something out.
As he's like talking to her, I come up behind you and like grab your hand and I like look at you and I just kind of like snuggle up to him like this girly like we did it.
Adorable. We have cute people to put our mouths on.
Change my status.
Although Sarah still feels weird to have a boy that she likes. 'Cause she's only known one girl.
Sure.
Boys are new and weird. They smell different.
That's fair. Yeah.
Give you a moment. But then I'll go, and if you do see Resham, give him a kiss for me. But not before you bow to Ether. Remember to bow to Ether. That's why Ether hates you.
Yeah, rubbing the scars again. Yep. That was a lesson I learned. I had to learn one time.
Like, be
I'm good.
respectful. Ether's really lovely. Great communicator. Very emotional.
Okay.
Just bow.
I'll take care of her. Honestly, she'll take care of me, but...
I was about to say, I know which order this happens in.
Uh-huh.
I do think Anthris would say goodbye to you guys as well. I think for you, she would, walk up and give you a hug. And she'd just kind of whisper and say, most people in my life turn out to be such disappointments. You are not one of them. And should you ever find yourself in Corandia, please look me up. I have a feeling you would love my house in Elduin.
I
I am a sucker for your aesthetic, dear.
It's true. She has like gothic
Never thought
house.
it was reciprocated.
It is blood
I thought I was
red.
just aspiring.
She has like a legit goth castle in Elduin.
I'll have to settle for that because I didn't get the armor. Rip.
I do slip a note into your pocket.
Okay.
That says, in Corandia, I named like what our house is called.
Oh, that's great.
And then it says, ask for Shaydagger,
Okay.
because he's our house guy. And if he tries to bully you, just say, go fuck yourself. Azura said I can come in, and he'll know.
Okay. Cool. I'll use those words exactly.
Exactly. Do not deviate from the language. It is very important that you say, go fuck yourself.
For you, I think her goodbyes are a little briefer. She pays you a few flattering compliments and
Sure.
everything like that.
That's
And
fair.
as you walk off, she's kind of standing next to Asura, and she's just like, handsome men are always leaving me. But between you and I, Valan's a lot more attractive.
And between you and I, let Kiri have first conversation.
Oh, I didn't say I was going to make any moves. She's not around either, I'm just saying.
I'm surprised how it's stoic.
She kind of winks at you.
I'm only just getting used to men being pretty, so you figured that out.
I will. So, anything else you guys want to do before you depart?
Take your hand and start
Walk off
walking.
into the
Hey, pretty much, yeah.
I grab.
As you walk off,
his
you
hand.
do see Talon over
yeah.
kind of doing some gardening with the farmer's wife, actually. if you want to say anything to her.
Sure. Yeah, if she sees us kind of headed out, I'll walk up to her.
Okay. She kind of takes off the gloves and she kind of pointedly takes you guys in and, kind of glances behind and kind of you can see she's putting 2 and 2 together. Well?
I'm out of here. Gotta go home.
All right. Tricky business.
I guess so. I think I hope to keep it brief. And just finish what I need to. Be on my way.
So you found your home?
She looks back.
Well, good.
Thank you. For everything.
She said you're your girl.
I know, shut up!
What?
We're both reading lips from far away.
Oh.
Part of the reason we find homes is so that we can go face the blizzard and have something to return to. Yeah, and she kind of takes your face in both hands. She's like, I am so proud of you. Yeah, she pulls you into a hug. And then she kind of lets you go and says, as you've heard her say 100 times before, all right, get to work.
I thought I was gonna eat your breakfast. Yeah. She's just smiling. Grabs Eric's hand.
All right. So, as you guys depart, Seric, you thinking about what lies ahead, what might lie beyond. You have amends to make, a mess to clean up in order to deal with, and what you're leaving behind. And you can't help but feel that, you've always been skilled, you've always been good at things, now you remember everything. You remember your family, who you love. You remember the order that you dedicated so much of your life to, and so much competition and trying to beat out competition. You remember your mission, and you remember the rebellion. And yet, for all you've done and been in the past, you can't help but think that this group and Zynoa have given you something that, for the future, that the rest of all those things combined really couldn't. Hope. And Zynoa, as you walk on the road, you feel more than see the presence of a familiar, yet still kind of scary wolf presence. And you hear, "You smell that, little one? A new hunt begins." And that's where we're going to end things.
Nice. Yeah.
Sorry, I have a legitimate headache. I'm crying so much.
For those of you watching, Cody unfortunately is not going to be able to continue with us, which breaks all our hearts, for real. Been an amazing addition.
Yes.
And we're all very much going to miss you.
Yes, you guys do. So good.
And of course, Larry will continue as Valan.
Yep.
But Seric is gone.
Yep. Seric's dipping out.
So, Thank you very much for joining us. We will be back next week to continue on and see where the group goes with Valan, with our new addition that they still have to get to know, and there's a lot of stuff still to come.
Oh my gosh.
That's still exciting. So we will be back next week. See you later.